everybody.
Hello.
Hey. Hi guys, happy 4th of July for you American friends, and happy Monday to those who are not. Welcome everybody. Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good.
How are you?
Welcome to Feywild and Out. We are doing episode 2 of our brand new campaign today. So
let's go.
super excited about that. My name's Jen. I'm your dungeon master today. Also Jen is online everywhere else and in chat. So that's what you can expect from me. Let's go down to Sparrow.
Hello, I am your favorite burb on the internet. You can call me A Black Sparrow. I am a Twitch streamer. Occasionally, I play games here. Podcaster, actor, voice actor, hopeful, etc., etc. You can find me at A Black Sparrow on the Twitter and the Twitch and the Instagram. And, you know, I try and hang out with great people like Pond Plays.
Hi, I'm Pond Plays. I'm Pond Plays on Twitter. I'm Pond Plays Games on Instagram. I am here every Monday with these wonderful folks. I'm over at Architect Bloom every Tuesday with some more wonderful folks and two of these wonderful folks where we play more Dungeons and Dragons. And then on Wednesdays, I'm on other channels, but I post on my socials before I go live on those. So follow me there to find out more. I play a lot of tabletops. So many. And it's super fun and I love everybody. Let's go to Jade.
Hello, everybody. I am Jade Valkyrie. This is lovely assistant cat kid Nemo. And I am host, cosplayer, content creator, producer person. And I'm on various social media platforms, but you'll find out more about that later.
Yee.
So stick around. And we'll go to wait, who hasn't gone yet?
George hasn't gone. Call on George.
George.
Hi. I am George W. Ambush. You can find me basically everywhere as George W. Ambush, except for Twitter, because I have to hunt down that George W. Ambush. But until that day...
In
OBS or
in
the
video.
Sorry, what?
I apologize.
Thank you. Continue.
George.
Sorry.
I have to hunt down that George W. Ambush. He was the second voice that you heard, and take his name. But until that day, I'm George W. Ambush VO. And yeah, hi, welcome to the show. Hero.
Hi. I'm Hero. I'm not an ASMR streamer.
Don't do that.
Hi, everybody. I'm suddenly Hero. I'm not an ASMR streamer, although sometimes I do whisper on my channel. But I am a variety horror game streamer. I play games Sundays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff this week, so come check me out. But every Monday I'm here with this lovely group of people, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So what do we have going on tonight?
Well, friends.
Yes.
Everyone on Twitch and YouTube, hello, and Trovo, hello, and Twitter, hello, and Facebook, hello. Glad you guys are here. Welcome in. Who wants to tell us what happened last time? And then we can hop back into the game. Everyone looks down, away from the cameras, like...
I'm fighting for my
Mind
life,
instantly
okay?
goes blank.
Mine did too, but we washed up on a beach, and then we were in a forest, and we met a small little cat child who...
Nemo.
Yes.
There he is.
Named
Campaign to change
Hawkfeather.
Hawkfeather's name to Nemo. Just kidding.
How or what color fur does Hawkfeather have?
Orange now.
He's like a brown and black kind of tabby mixed color.
Adorable.
Yeah.
And he said, sorry, I got distracted by Nemo chewing on the microphone.
Nemo stream, just full screen
Caress.
Nemo right now.
Adorable. Said something about finding his village. We were like, we're young and impressionable adventurers, so we did that. and went to the village, found out some sad details about Hawkfeather's mom, found out some details about Hawkfeather, found out that Hawkfeather could likely kill all of us if he was so inclined.
Well, that was
and
the after game chat in our Patreon that we talked about that specifically.
We had assumptions, though.
We
I
have for
mean,
Patreon?
Okay, fair enough. We have a Patreon.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
we did have assumptions pretty early on. But yeah, and then we fucked around and found out, and we found combat with goblins, correct?
No.
Not goblins?
Oh,
No.
I don't-
We didn't fuck around or find out
combat.
yet.
We didn't?
not
No.
We were, just
yet.
we were about to fuck
Not yet.
around, but we have not found out.
Yeah,
All right, I
we're
have-
about to go fuck around.
I have. All right.
You're doing good.
All I know is that I'm ready to fuck around.
And find out.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Someone else may find out.
Finding out in
First,
3, 2, 1. You're right. Well, so yeah, that was good. Great job. We got the baseline information there, you guys. After some strange like dream sequences that you guys had with each other, you guys wound up on a beach together, never having been together before. And well, I guess minus Rogar and Amira, but Amara, sorry. And you guys kind of like traversed through the foresty area and wound up following Hawkfeather and his dad, Art of Shadows, and ended up in their tiny, tiny little village where you met a priest of sorts who has been kind of running the town, and his name is Runs with Water. He told you guys about Hawkfeather's mom and how she's been on a vision quest of sorts, or some sort of quest that she hasn't really given information about. And yeah, so you learned a little bit about the issues that this tiny, tiny little town is having. And that's where the goblins come in. You guys learned about the goblins in the area that have been kind of hunting all the animals and also hunting the Tabaxis that live in this tiny town. And some minor details like how Mist's Home's guards have passed through this area once before, and how also Runs with Water is curious about fungi's fungi, and just kind of trying to help as much as possible in you guys' agreement to help with the goblin problem. And as you stepped outside, you guys have some outside music. As you stepped outside, you immediately are met with Hawkfeather's face. Not loading. Hello?
Wow.
It's not loading.
Wow.
I hear stuff.
I hear it.
I don't hear it. That's the problem.
This-
I don't hear it either.
Stuck at 3 seconds for me. Going well. Going well.
Good.
There we go, I
This
hear
is
it now.
fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
I hear it. Okay, so you guys are immediately met by Hawkfeather, who is at the door, and he's like, "Are you guys ready to play a game now?" He said.
We did say.
Uh-huh.
Right, yeah, let's I think we've got a few minutes to play.
I've got it all set up and ready to go.
What are we playing?
It's called Pinpoint.
Oh.
That's right. It's your pinpoint accuracy. That's what you said, right?
Yep, pinpoint accuracy. I'm so glad you remembered.
I did.
He turns from you and kind of like his tail like swishes up. He seems very excited. He kind of scurries off to the other side of the little village, I guess. 6 buildings is a village. Scurries off to the other side where he has set up like 5 different flour sacks, and it looks like he has taken some charcoal and like drawn little angry faces on them, and he like puts sticks in the side of them, and they're like all left and right and up and like crazy looking. Just bad sticks with quote fingers on them, and he colored one of them with like strawberries. You could see like the smashed strawberries on the floor. You like see the blood kind of coming out of its little drawn mouth, and he's like, "So here's what we're gonna do," and he just turns around and just has 6 crossbows in his hand. And he hands each of you guys a short crossbow. And it's made of light, like very light wood. It's very light in color as well. And he says, "So, you guys are gonna beat me, and if you guys beat me, and then, once you guys get back, and then you guys can, you get a prize, and then, after the goblins are gone, you can take it with you," he says very excitedly.
What sounds like a plan.
So here's what you do. So if this game was settled on a scale of 1 to 20, you know, I would say that if you roll or if you think about it really hard, like I feel like a 15, you know, might get it. They might get it there. So if I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, bam! He takes the crossbow and one-handed shoots it, not even looking at the flour sacks, and he gets an exact bullseye right in the forehead of this drawing. And then that's how you get it, okay?
What a terrifying child.
So, yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna line up from tallest to shortest. And then the tallest person is going to win. And then I'm going to be in the back because I'm shorter than all of you. So I'm going to go last. I'm going to take my arrow out, though, because that one doesn't count. I have to give you guys a head start. That's what it's called. And he, like, kind of runs up to grab the arrow or a bolt out of the bag. And it kind of leaves a hole, signifying this is where, this is the kid that could hear the nail in the haystack. True.
Trips grins at Rogar when he mutters, "This is a terrifying child." She just has the biggest smile on her face, and then she hands him her crossbow and she walks away.
Where are you going? Why don't you want to play my game?
Oh, sorry. I bit of a situation got to take care of.
Oh, okay.
You go on without me.
Yeah, we have holes outside of the gate if you needed to pee. Kind of points generally to outside of the fence, and there's just trees.
It's okay. She gets a little scared sometimes.
Exactly what he said,
Yep.
and she goes in the opposite direction of where Hawkfeather pointed.
Okay, well,
Wait. Are you taller, shorter than me? Is he shorter
I think
than me?
so. He stands
tall
up.
are you?
He stands up about 4 feet tall, and he kind of leans up, kind of towards you. Am I taller than you? I don't know. Let me check. And he
I think we're about the same height.
he's like putting his little fingers, which are just like
Your ears don't count.
My ears don't count. Oh, I'm shorter. No, wait. Hold on.
Wait,
And he's
no,
like
wait.
putting his hand like above his ears, on his head, above his ears, on his hand, and you just feel like fuzzy, gangly fingers like on your head, trying to get it.
Let's go at the
even.
same time.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. I like that. That's a new rule. New rule. Okay. You. And he points to Fungi. I don't know. If ears don't count, does a mushroom count? Are you taller than him? Points to Rogar. Without the mushroom?
It is a part of me.
My ears are part of me. And they said that my ears don't count.
I mean, my ears don't count.
That means your ears don't
I've been
count.
counting them the entire time.
All right, I could have been wrong. All right, ears count.
Well-
It's fine.
Eh,
If ears count, you're
Mushrooms
taller
count.
than me.
the mushroom should count, I think. How tall are you?
Everyone's standing next to each other, just lining up. While everyone's checking their measurements, where did Hashladoon, where did you go? Where were you intending to walk off to?
She's probably gonna go back to where Runs with Water is because she's not interested in playing this game.
Okay. as you kind of walk back in the room, you see Old Tree, the older Tabaxi, in the corner. He's still whittling as he was when you guys left, and as you walk up to the door, you begin to kind of like smell some food, and it smells like fish. And you walk in and kind of offers, without saying words, he just kind of holds up a spatula with a questioning kind of side head.
Oh. What's that in me?
Ah, all right. So, I used Hawkfeather's voice for that, but that's fine. So you sit inside and kind of converse with him a little bit. If you wanted to think of anything that you wanted to ask him, you can come back to that too.
Yeah. Give me a few, and I'll come up with something.
Cool. Sounds good. So how tall are you?
I'm 4'2", 5 or somewhere in there. 4'4".
My ear touches the top of your head.
We're the same height.
All right, fine.
How
Ears
tall
count.
are you, Amara?
I am 5 foot even, and I'm counting the ears. They definitely do count.
They do. You're right. I was wrong. I don't have ears that stick out above my head. I shouldn't have.
Well, I can make myself shorter, and you see his ears just flatten.
I feel like
You
that's
can
cheap.
play at that game. This should be a game on its own.
Rogar pushes his ears down. He tries to
Physically with his fingers.
I
tall
have
is-
never measured myself.
Well, let me see. How tall are you? And he kind of comes and stands up against fungi.
So you would come up to about the base of the mushroom that starts on his head. So without the mushroom, you guys are the same height, but because of the mushroom, he's got some more inches of poof up there.
You've got a few inches on me. He also pushes up the feather that he has at the back of his hair to doop. Since we're playing with this game.
Feathers aren't ears.
Well, what is the difference, really?
I'd say that fungi is about 2 mist. So if we took our mist and then when say we got like a secondary or someone transformed into mist, then we stack that on top and that'd be about fungi's height.
How tall is Mist?
4'2",
Shorter than me.
What the?
Yep. There we go.
because I'm 4 foot
4'2".
and my ears are apparently now 2 inches long. He's just moving his little ears around, all adorable like.
Is fungi's much? Are you 8 feet tall? Is how tall are you?
How tall is Rogar? Are you 8 feet tall?
So I'm
Are you?
Rogar's 6'2". 6'2".
He's 6'2". Okay.
Yeah.
I think I got about 2 inches on you, including
Nice.
the mushroom.
Okay.
So you are your height then.
Mhm.
Cool.
The most important thing is that they are both very huggable heights.
True.
That's
And-
what matters.
That's what matters most. All heights are huggable heights. All right.
True.
Okay. Well, now that we're stalling, I know that's what you're doing.
We've never.
That means that you get to go first. Kind of just points rudely, like a child does, at fungi.
All right, big guy.
I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah, you kill the monsters.
What kind of crossbow is it?
It's a light crossbow.
It's a light crossbow. Perfect. Cool. I am super great with crossbows.
If you have never done this, by the way, for your character, you'll be rolling with disadvantage.
If you've
Never
never
shot a
done-
crossbow?
Never shot a crossbow before.
Can do. Light crossbow. Cool. 13.
So as your kind of bolt flies off the crossbow, it hits right outside the little face, but it still hits the sack of flour, and you see like a little puff of white kind of come out of it.
Intriguing. And these are games?
Yeah, of course. Because only games are the types of things that make you better at being a hunter, right? Anyway, your turn.
Right.
Points at Rogar.
Yeah.
What a quaint
Oh,
definition.
that makes sense.
And Fungi kind of like turns over the crossbow to you, but it's very fanciful, like like a gunslinger handing over a gun.
Thank you. He gives a little
I feel
little
like
bow.
he's not gonna do very good. Leaning over to Mist.
He'll probably do just fine. He's pretty scary.
All right.
Question.
How do you how do you
Oh.
load
Oh.
this?
Right,
So you put
I'll
it in
help.
the end? Okay, you go help. That's
I'll go- I'll-
minus 1 point, by the way.
I'll
Hey,
load the
what the-
crossbow. I'll load the
Keeping track of
crossbow for Rogar.
Now there's points.
Oh
Literally
no.
a child's game. Rules
Is
just
it-
continuously get added throughout playing this game with this kid.
Is it too late to ask for accommodations? Like,
What's an accommodation?
I am not the best with the crossbow, but I do have a blow dart, which also shoots pins. So it's
Oh.
not the game.
How do you kill things with that?
The dart has like poison sometimes. And I
Ew.
don't know, if you get really good at it and hit them a bunch of times, it still hurts a lot.
I feel like that would put a lot of pressure on your lungs when you're trying to run really fast and kill things at the same time.
Never had a problem before.
Maybe
I
I'll try
have
it.
very good lung capacity. You know, singing
Okay.
is the best way to do. Okay.
If you get last, you could do your blow dart.
Hey, does that apply to everybody? Is this?
Do you have a blow dart?
No, but Rogar like reaches back and he pulls out like a bow, like a regular long bow.
Well,
Like
you are
this.
bigger. Does everyone have ranged weapons?
I've got my own crossbow,
Hey.
and I just like pull it off my back, and I'm holding 2 crossbows.
One guy, do you shoot things?
Plant things.
Well, that's true.
You plant things?
Yes.
What kind of things? We're stalling!
Well, it's
Fungi glances down at their chest with all the the single fungus that's bursting forth from their chest.
Plant these. Mainly.
When you guys hear Hawkfeather sniffing, you see him kind of scrunch his nose as if it doesn't smell very good. And he stays silent for a second. You're stalling. Go! He points rudely at Rogar.
If one guy use the crossbow, I'll use the crossbow. And I will roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay. 18.
All right, you hit the face directly in the same spot that Hawkfeather put his bolt into the flour sack.
Oh, these are pretty good.
Told you.
To turn around, and is Amara the next one?
Am I? Oh, I guess because... See, Tripsis keeps on going places that I honestly forget sometimes if she's here or not. Might be.
She's in Runs with Water's house. I can hear them.
She was scared you were going to beat her.
I mean, we'll see. But I think that she might be right. And I thought Amara was going to try it with her blow dart. And she is going to probably miss with a 14.
So it hits the flour sack, but it kind of hits it on the edge, and it sticks through and through, and just is hanging half and half out on the front and the back of the sack. So you hit it. I'd say that's an arm shot. So, not too bad. And actually, arm shots are really dangerous if you shoot them in the arm against something else, because then they'll get stuck. And then if they're stuck, you can run up with a knife and just get them.
All right, ready for the next round?
Yep, next one.
It's you and me at the same time, kiddo.
Okay, yeah. And you see that there's like the 4 flower sacks, and Hawkfeather moves to the other side and pulls up a little crossbow that they're using.
All right, 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Shoot!
I got 21.
In tandem, you both shoot your arrows directly into the other sacks in the same spot on the nose in the exact same area. He looks at you and says, You guys are good hunters. Turning to all of you.
Per se, but we're all pretty good at what we do.
Well, I mean, hunter, adventurer, what's the difference?
You're right.
If there's blood at the end of your weapon, then you're a hunter.
That is very
That's the
true.
most terrifying
some-
thing I've heard of 7-year-olds say.
It's not that terrifying if it's the only thing I've ever done.
What were you saying, Amara?
Oh no, I mean, that's a lot of process. I'll process that later. Sometimes it's not even blood. Sometimes it's just, other fluid. But that's okay.
What other fluid is it?
Well, people
mean-
spit. Sometimes if you hit them hard enough, they'll pee. Sometimes... He just
And
starts
sometimes if the
listing
poison is, more effective than other ways, they kind of...
Did you all not?
She'll just make
Neat.
gestures.
Did you not
We
grow up
should-
hunting too? This isn't what everybody did.
No. I grew up under a mountain. I didn't do much hunting underground.
Maybe hunting rocks. I don't know what you hunt under the mountain.
How are you gonna hunt? Never mind. We should go
You
and
can
get
sneak up on a
trips.
rock,
You
and
can
then you can
sneak
hunt
up
it.
very well. You can pounce on them. They don't move.
Rogar pretends to
we
sneak.
We should go. Rogar freezes and doesn't. We should go find trips and then probably get going to go help your village with the problem.
But,
Well, I guess.
wait a minute. Whoa,
What?
whoa. But who won?
It wasn't
Me.
me, that's for sure.
No, it was me. It was the two of us. I
It
think.
seemed like the two of you both. There was a tie.
We could do an arm wrestle.
Tiebreaker.
And
Or we could do a dagger throw. We could do an arm wrestle. We could wrestle ourselves. We can see who can climb the tree the fastest. We can see who can
Don't
jump
do
from
that
tree to
one.
tree the fastest.
I
We can
feel
see
a
who
lot
can...
of those would be unfair because you are very, very built for the trees, and I am built for the ground. And I just stomp my foot and like point down at my tiny stubby legs.
Watch roll a persuasion check. Words. Watch a
That's a
perception.
6.
Oh, fine. Since you're admitting you're not a good enough hunter, you can pick our tiebreaker.
All right. Shit.
I heard you. You're
That's
literally right in front of me.
I said it for you to hear because you can hear everything I say.
Why would you say that I was pooping the ground, though? Is that an insult?
It was an insult. You were being quite rude.
Does that mean that I'm rude? Being a little shit means I'm being rude?
I called you
Yeah.
a rude little shit, actually. It was all 3.
Oh, you said rude?
I did. But let's arm wrestle.
Okay.
Why didn't
I
I
like
get this
you a lot,
challenge?
by the way. I think you're quite adorable, if not terrifying. Are you ready?
As he like slaps your hand, we kind of cut back into Runs with Water's house and the fish fry that's happening. And how's she doing? You're sitting at
Yes.
the table, sitting on the floor at the little table again, and Runs with Water, kind of adorned in lots of robes, kind of puts down 2 plates, 3 plates actually for Old Tree, and he sits down. Well, what brought you back in here?
So, I couldn't help but wonder, if you don't mind my asking. I understand I am a stranger, and this could be perceived as something rude. What keeps you here?
Well,
You've been here quite
I-
a while, from what I understand, yes?
I completely left the healing. And
Ye-
found that this little town was lacking kind of a direction. They were just living and farming, and eventually anything can take them over. And you know what? 20 years later, the goblins have settled in and have been here for the past several years. And if it wasn't for the protection that I put around the town, I'd fear that they would be found. And honestly, it's not harmful that you ask questions. You're not much of a stranger. In fact, not many people find our little...
Well, I don't know if that necessarily affects my status as a stranger. I mean, we've only known each other for a short time, but I appreciate you answering the question regardless. Now, one that may be a bit more difficult. What really happened to Hawkfeather's mother?
Well, unfortunately, your curiosity is the same as mine. I genuinely don't know. I didn't find that it was my place to pry and ask. There's not a lot of women in this town, you'll notice.
Yes.
All of them are kind of born with strings of magic through their veins, and they go on these long, long journeys, some of them never returning, some of them returning only once to gather their things and leave, or gather their children and leave. But 6 months have passed. That's, I'd say, an average amount of time. And I would say that, given the history of their family, that she's probably on the same journey, whatever that might be. Unfortunately, I just don't know what it is.
Fair enough. I just find it, and I am fully aware that there's a very good chance that the young one could hear this, but I find it very difficult that she would leave him behind. He is something else.
He is the most adept child in hunting that I have ever seen in my life, in my travels.
Yeah, I suppose the way you put it sounds better, sure. But if she was going on some sort of journey, it seems like he would be an asset rather than a detriment, don't you think?
Of course, I always think that children staying with their parents until they're in about age. But ultimately, that tradition is not mine, so it's hard for me to gauge what I think it should be.
Fair enough. And she stands up and kind of goes over to him and then leans in, and just between you and me, I know he's listening. And she kind of pats him on the shoulder, turns.
He is
And-
definitely the town's protector. He, as you lean in a little bit, he kind of hands a little folded piece of paper. Hands it to you.
Hmm.
Perhaps you may find her on your travels yourself. As he hands you the paper.
Well, many thanks, and I will, I'm not, she kind of like puts her hands like on the tops of the axes and kind of just like shimmies in place a little bit. I'm not typically a rescuer, as you can probably glean from my looks, but I am curious as fuck, so
Curiosity is what kills most of our kind, so...
I believe the full saying is curiosity killed the cat, but something brought it back. Huh?
Absolutely.
Hold on.
Well-
But satisfaction brought it back.
Yes.
So perhaps we will find satisfaction. Hmm?
Perhaps. And maybe you'll find his mother. But if you do, I mean, I do have that burning curiosity as well about why. So maybe you guys can find the why.
Perhaps we can.
Also, I do have keen hearing myself, and while you guys were in here, Hawkfeather was telling his father that he wanted to go with you, so have fun with that. And he kind of giggles and takes a forkful of fish into his mouth. That note I gave you is a drawing.
Of?
His mom.
Noted. And she kind of just like zips open the pouch behind and kind of just stuffs it in, closes it up. I will, for the time being, keep it to myself. And we'll see what comes of it.
All right. Well, if you don't want your fish, I will definitely double the helpings.
Oh
that
no,
have
I
for
will
myself.
take this. Just I will
it.
take it with yes. And she kind of like takes the like takes it up and kind of just like immediately starts eating it as she walks out.
So, as you walk out, you see that arm clap, that just arm wrestle between Mist and Hawkfeather, and we'll just do a strength check against strength check.
Let's go. Rogar is like eye level, like knees on the
Looking.
ground. Like
I love this.
I got a 10.
Hawkfeather easily it takes your hand and almost immediately just smacks your arm down. It doesn't hurt you or anything, but it's definite that you've been overpowered in that moment.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're a better hunter than I am.
I'm a better hunter than everyone in my town.
Maybe
And if
next time we
someone-
can. Maybe next time we'll have a planting.
Planting?
adventure.
Ooh.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, you guys want to plant stuff?
I mean,
We
not
have a
right
farm.
now. Maybe next time though. But
Yeah.
I'm getting the idea that might not be the best to do it right at this moment. But I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can definitely ask them if they needed help on the farm or something, but to be honest, the only other time someone's come through here, they've never come back, so I'm just imagining this is a one-time incursion that I see you, and occasion, not incursion, occasion, that's a word, right?
Occasion. I like that.
well, hopefully this isn't the last time.
Well, hopefully not.
Kind of rocks from foot to foot.
So, oh, I hear.
He turns and sees Hashladoon kind of walking towards you.
I heard you coming.
Oh, you brought
Yeah, most
food
people
for
do,
us.
honestly. No, I bought food for me, and she finishes the fish. Like she's just been she's just been going in. See,
You
the thing is, and she's saying this with a mouthful of food, but I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna try and do that because I don't have any food nearby. See, you assumed that when I said the stomach thing, you thought that it was going to be something else, but I was referring to stomach thing. Put things in the tummy for hunger. You see.
Of course,
Hence
of
why I
course.
went the opposite way of where you suggested. And she like pulls a little bit of like bone out of her mouth and kind of just flicks it away.
It's okay. It is probably better than facing defeat anyway, so I understand.
Oh yes, I had no doubts that the young Hawkfeather would soundly thrash me in a game of precision. The pinpoint. There it is.
Pinpoint. Yep.
The pinpoint. So
Hey,
you know.
but you did miss that missed. Absolutely matched the deadly precision of Hawkfeather.
Sure,
was
but
quite
by the look on Miss' face, something must not have gone exactly their way. Huh?
Well, he's also very
Missed?
strong as well.
Oh, he's very...
Miss, darling,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
what happened?
He's stronger than me is what happened. He's stronger than me. and he beat me. He also said that I wasn't a good hunter because I can't climb trees, which was a bit offensive given the length of my legs. But
I can teach you to climb trees with short
you know,
legs.
can do
sweet. See, I think that Amara might be your tree climbing friend. I am very comfortable on the ground or under it, and that's fine.
And as Mist says comfortable, like Trips just like rushes over and just like full on face in the cleavage hug, like, oh darling, I'm so sorry that you were thoroughly defeated by the young child.
This
You'll get him next time. And then she steps back.
Mist is just standing there, not breathing for a second, and then as they go, you see the gray tone of their face get overtaken by the same color as their hair, as they just like, what? That? Yep. All right. Well, are we gonna go hunt some goblins? That's what we're doing. Right?
Yep.
And
Thank you
with
for the
finishing
consolation.
your fish dish, you're feeling full and comfortable, and you get +2 temporary HP. Eating is important
Betsy.
in my games.
Oh.
Well,
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
did you guys want to have the boar that my dad is cooking before or after? Because the goblins have never found their way here before. Because we have it enchanted. That's what runs with water says. So that's why it was so weird for you guys to find the moss trail. We're hidden. You can even go test it. You can go test it. Go step outside of the moss. You won't be able to see our place.
I'm gonna go test it.
It's
Okay.
don't get
anyone
lost.
following
I'm the one that found the path anyways. I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
So you take a few steps outside of the kind of like rudimentary fencing, and you find that trail that you were following along your way, and you take a step out of it, and you took your other foot out of it, and almost as if you walked outside of a bubble, you guys don't see Amara outside of the fence. And Amara, you turn, and you just see trees.
Aw.
I'm gonna poke my head in.
You see a town. The little town.
We see a
Wait,
floating
wait.
Amara head.
Can you? Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
I see a little
Wait, can you
head
guys
kinda
see
pop
my
back
body,
in.
or is it just my head?
It's just your head. It's
And
like you're a
just your
ghost.
hand. As your face and hand kind of like pop in, you guys can, if you're proficient in Arcana, you can make an Arcana check.
I'm proficient. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd say 22, baby.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
Nope. I am proficient, but that was a 3 total.
10.
10, okay. So, having going through it, this kind of like shielding, you have an easier time noticing what's going on. And Fungi, you kind of look upon this general dome that when Amara puts her head through, there's a ripple that kind of goes through the entire dome, all the way up to the sky and down to the other side of the village. And it hits a very small spot on the other side of the village and brightens quickly and then dims. Just a small little, like, rock, essentially, is what lit up and then domed out.
Pretty neat. Huh.
Yeah, so we're protected as long as no one finds it here. But at the end of the day, like, you just walked in, so people can walk in here. It's only happened once in my life before.
Who was it that showed up randomly?
It was actually like a really strange old lady. She didn't have any fur. She looked a lot like, I'm kind of looking at all your faces. None of you. She had like wrinkles in her face, and she had a really long, kind of crooked nose, but the crook went up. It curved in like a U shape upward to like a little point at the end of the nose. And and she had like really furry brows, and they like took up most of her head, and it was cool, but it was also really weird. And then she had this hunch in her back, and because she was carrying 40 backpacks, and all of them had like different stuff in them, but she was just passing through. She tried to sell us some stuff, but we don't have the kind of money that she wanted, so we just said goodbye, and she left and had never showed up again. I was like 3, I think, when that happened.
Very odd.
Interesting.
Well, I'll take that boar right about now. I'm kind of hungry.
That sounds good.
Eat before we go.
Okay.
With that, he just bolts into the first house right next to you guys, where these sacks were kind of leaning up against, and he runs into the door, and you can hear him speaking in Chult. And he's just...
I want to run directly to the door. And like, Racia! Do I get there first?
Do an athletics check. Real quick athletics check, because it's not very far, but when you start running and saying Racia, Hawkfeather's fur like poofs, and he just starts sprinting. He gets zoomies.
I got a 20.
You got a 20? Let's go. Oh my gosh,
21.
you sprint by Hawkfeather, and that's like what startles him, and he starts sprinting. Hey!
You
And you make it into the Hawkfeather Art of Shadows house prior to him. And you kind of like bust in because of the speed with which you're moving. When the cats get the zoomies, true. And inside it's super peaceful. Like there's a little reading nook with like a really small bookshelf with like 4 books on it. You see a small little fireplace just made of stone in a circle, kind of on the side, kind of leaning out a window so that the smoke kind of billows out the window. And inside you see like a bunk bed and like the same sort of sitting table that you saw in Runs with Water's house. And you see like a really small kind of kitchen cauldron setup versus like a kitchen, like a big soup family. And you just see in the back of this house this torn apart bloody boar just on the dry dirt. Gross. And you can smell like this cooking roast that's kind of like going over this fire pit. And he sees you come in, and not really being able to communicate, he kind of points to the roast that's spinning over the fire with his hands.
Help? Need? With my broken Chult.
And he takes these like wooden plates and kind of hands them to you, and they're all different shapes and sizes and curves, and just hands them to you, and he like gestures, and he gives you a little like poker sort of prong knife with two like prongs on it, and gives that to you as well. And he kind of bows while gesturing to the boar again.
I will start carving and putting it on each plate.
And Hawkfeather and the rest of the group kind of files in, which takes up a lot of space. You guys are a little shoulder to shoulder, but it's not comfortable. It's just like standing a little close together to people on an elevator. I think there's like one too many people on the elevator feeling.
Trips is gonna like just scooch in next to Amara.
So you know how droids in the prequel trilogy just kind of like fold into themselves?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what fungi does. So he kind of just looks like a mushroom stalk, and then the big mushroom on his head, the cap on his head.
Adorable.
Very
How large would they be at that height? Like, so you guys don't hear many mechanics happening. It's not like a boop, 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 but you hear like this crunching and moving of a body kind of forming into itself.
It's more of like a it kind of sounds like a natural sound, like reeds on the wind almost. Like it's something very quiet and very subtle, like the sound of plants moving against each other. But they fold down to probably be a little bit shorter than Miss Mara, probably like a little under 4 feet. Probably like
Turn
310.
into a cap chair, essentially.
Yeah. Don't sit on me.
Yeah. So you guys come in and you just see this cap chair formed, more space
With a face.
Yeah.
with a face.
Oh, I didn't know that they could do that.
Easy first for me.
And
So-
that's plate number 3.
Yeah, here you go. And Hawkfeather's like standing next to you, passing, being the little middleman. He's trying to be helpful.
Bucket Brigade.
So, what do you guys usually talk about over meals?
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah. Haven't
Kinda
even
like-
shared a meal.
This is our
Really?
first one.
haven't.
Yeah.
You guys aren't family?
He like scurries over to the little sitting table and gets himself a little spot. And Art of Shadows sits next to him with his plate.
Rogan,
Well,
plop down.
I know we are friends.
Yes.
We are friends.
Not family. Not.
Oh, but
probably not
Rogar
in
is
France.
Squirt's dad, if that counts.
Hey, that's true.
I was wondering. I've been smelling your mouse. That's not your food. You have like later food. You know, like the food that you keep for later.
Oh, he
It's a friend.
he kind of like shoulders it.
We don't keep pets.
He's not
because-
food.
We just learn what the dogs can do so that we can just hunt them ourselves. Not the dogs, the food, the things. Because dogs bark and stuff, which gives away your location, and you can't really train them not to bark without hurting them, so we don't really want to keep dogs. So, and then mice, you know.
What about
Does
cats?
just
What? Sorry, I didn't understand you.
Nothing?
What'd you say?
What about cats?
What about cats? Well, there haven't really been any cats in this area, to be honest. And Tabaxi and cats don't really have the same language. We learned, well, I didn't learn, but that's what Runs with Water says.
I am confused.
I mean, I was too. I thought that everyone who had fur spoke the same language, but then one time I tried to talk to a boar and it didn't talk back to me, and then I killed him.
Oh.
Oh.
One guy, do you
What
talk
an
to all?
amazing story.
Do you
Again,
talk to all of the
Trips
plants? or,
smiles at Rogar.
I speak to the fungus that occupies my insides.
What about the if you see one in the wild in the forest? Can you talk to them?
I have never tried.
You should try.
Why?
Well,
Well,
It's quite fun. I feel like that animals are a little bit better to talk to because they can like move a little bit more, so they see a little bit more. But sometimes plants are okay. But I mean, that's just my preference.
I mean, if you can talk
Interesting.
to your own fungus, maybe you could talk to the other fungus. I don't know. I can't talk to any fungus, so
Neither can I.
or animals really. Well, except for Squirt, I could talk to Squirt.
Squirt can talk when he wants to talk, and it's kind of scary.
what does he do when he's not talking?
He looks.
just kind of like sleeping and like the bits of fur on your armor.
He's sleeping.
You see that somehow he's like tied himself a little seatbelt with the fur.
He's very clever.
I want to like reach and try to pet with one finger.
You
He's
do
just
the
a
same
cute
little.
baby. Yes, the very important.
that specific spot. Yeah, so you kind of like touch the little nose to the top of their head, and it kind of reacts, but rolls over in his little seatbelt of fur.
Well,
It's so nice. Their company, you know? They're like friends.
I don't think I've ever had a friend.
And he looks to his dad and is kind of speaking in Chult a little, and Amara, you can hear kind of like friend, brother, mom, like people who have passed by, like you hear broken words, and then you hear Art of Shadows respond and just no. And
It's like, yeah, I've never had like a friend. Everyone's always been family.
I'll be your friend.
Yeah, we could be your
Really?
friends.
Really?
Yeah.
you see his ears kind of perk up in a very excited fashion, his whiskers kind of straightening.
You helped us out of the woods, you showed us games, you fed us. Of course we'll be friends.
Well, maybe I can help you guys kill the goblins. I haven't been able to kill one yet. They run away like all the time.
Oh, I can help with that.
Them running away?
Yeah, we can. This is so perfect. We can like plan out our attack for the goblins, and then you go, no, you can't run away, and then you go pew pew pew, and then Rogar goes rah. It'll be really cool.
We will do
Yeah.
that.
I promise it'll make more sense later on. I just get really excited, you know.
It's exciting stuff.
I think I've seen the beginning of their encampment before. Encampment? It's made of, I think it was made of stones, and there was large sticks hanging out of it, and all the sticks had skulls hanging off of it, and all the skulls were people that I knew, so I didn't really want to go.
Yeah.
You might want to stay, then. I doubt that
Well-
the skulls have gotten better.
He says, like, looking at his dad, but says in common, like,
But I want to bring the skulls back to bury them.
Understood.
Because one of them is my dad's brother, so I would just want to make sure that they get home. Because in my tribe, if we don't bury them, then they never cross over.
This is something you need to do, specifically.
No. But, as I said, everyone who's left here before has never come back, so...
In Dwarvish, I'll just sort of like mumble to myself and just say something along the lines of like, "Oh, this poor child." And then in Common, I will say I'll sort of like wiggle around everyone to get closer to him, and I'm already level with him, I think, when he sits. But I'll be like, "Are you afraid that we're not going to come back?"
No.
Even if
I'm
you
af-
don't come with us.
I'm afraid that... I'm not afraid. I'm
Okay.
calculating that, you guys will get eaten.
Is that because
And-
most of the other people who've gone, they've gotten eaten too?
Well, it's because you said you can't climb trees, so how are you going to get in there?
I'm not the only one here, and I'm sure that there's ways I can get up in the trees.
Can
And
you climb
Amara is
trees?
good at climbing
Mm.
trees.
Very good at climbing trees.
I feel like Rogar's probably good at climbing trees. Look at how strong and
Rogar
deep
is
he
a tree.
What?
He's a tree, exactly. And
Why-
I've
why-
got lots of
why-
ways to keep everyone safe. I'm sure that Hashladun is fine at climbing trees, and fungi is, I think, part tree actually. Like
Okay,
like
so 2.5
literally-
trees.
Yeah, we've got
1.5.
I mean, he's
can't
taller
have
than I am,
trees.
so really.
you know, and so worst case scenario, I climb up onto Rogar's back and I protect everyone from there
Why do we have to climb trees? What?
because they live up in the trees, don't they?
Oh.
Actually, I don't know if they live in the trees. I know that we used to before we went onto the ground.
Oh.
But I just know that I get better kills when I dive bomb people. Things, not people. I didn't say people, I said things.
It's all right. You're allowed to say people. I think that everyone in this house has probably killed someone at least one time.
Have
is
you
this
killed
me?
somebody? On purpose?
Looking at Mist.
Miss like rolling their head like
Every body language that I have done is exactly what Mist is doing right now. Purpose is a strong word. My actions were purposeful, and the outcome was death. So
So you killed
So
someone
yeah.
on purpose. What'd you do?
we don't need to. We don't.
But I
need-
like talking about fighting.
that is concerning to me.
Why?
All right, and I'm gonna turn away from him because I know if you keep like feeding into him, he's just gonna keep asking why. And I'll look at everyone, and I'll just be like,
Oh, hey, Hawkfeather.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want
Have
to
you
see
ever killed
something interesting?
Yeah.
And she kind of like wiggles back out and grabs her right axe and then just kind of like flips it so that the handle is out. Take this and take exactly 10 steps outside.
Okay.
You're kind of looking at the axe, and the axe kind of having like eyeballs on
Yeah.
the outer edge, and he just
Mhm.
kind of looks at it more of like a.
Is this an animal?
Takes
No,
it
but
into
it
his
is
hands.
watching you.
Kind of like looks into its eyes.
And as he's looking into its eyes, he takes a few steps outside. Exactly 10
And she does this and it's back in her hand.
Hey!
from outside.
Hawkfeather,
Bust.
did you lose my axe?
No!
You hear him kind of run around for a minute outside.
You're welcome, Mist.
right, thank you. So, do we take him? I know he can hear us. That's not important. Do we take him or not?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Uh,
Very capable kid.
Hey, he's just such a baby. He's already seen so much death.
So what's more death if he's already seen so much?
You're right, and I'm not saying that what I say should go. If everyone thinks he should go, he should go. I just have a natural inclination to keep the younglings safe, even if he may be more proficient at killing things than the rest of us put together.
Is there something
Fair.
to him doing this, though? You know, it's his. Who are we? You know, it's his
You're right.
family and friends. Not friends, but family.
One thing that you're all forgetting, and then Hashladun just, with the axe in her hand, just gestures at Hawkfeather's dad, who is obviously well within earshot of this entire
He's just-
conversation.
He's very like wholesomely watching. It's like a grandmother that can't hear anymore, but she's just kind of in the room, nodding her head and smiling. He's just eating the boar. Just has like a bone in his hand, and it's just looking at you all with very wide eyes, just very intently. But it looks like everything's going over his head. He doesn't have his translator with him.
Right.
Oh,
But,
tomorrow will turn.
So what I was going to finish is how do we feel about taking his son away from him?
I mean, we can ask him.
Good.
We should ask him probably.
Then
Can Hawkfeather go kill us? No. Kill
I'm assuming
kill
you're saying it in
ours.
tones, like
Yes.
broken.
Yeah.
And when you say us,
was like-
Art of Shadows goes like just
What? Kill stars with us together.
His chewing kind of slows. And looks like he's thinking really hard. A moment passes and he says, in common, "Hawk feather protect." And then he continues eating, as if he has said everything that he needed to say.
All right then.
Is he protecting us? We
I
protect
think
him?
so. No, I think he means. I think because I feel like if it was us, if it was us protecting him, he would have said protect Hawkfeather, but instead he said Hawkfeather protect, and that is. I feel he probably will end up saving our asses. Really,
Yeah.
most likely.
If
It's funny
anybody's
how
doing the
grammar works that
protecting.
way.
So the syntax of the language.
What?
Syntax.
The order in which words are spoken.
Oh.
It's why some songs sound really cool and they flow together really, really well. And then everyone in the tavern's like, wow, I love this song. I love you so much, Amara. Here's the tip, here's the tip, here's the tip. And other ones, they're like, what are you saying? That's why.
Speaking of, you are quite the musician.
Oh, thanks.
I know I've only had a moment to listen, but could we possibly have some?
Yeah, sure. Ooh, let's see here. We got some death talk. We have new friendships. What vibe are we going for here?
New friendships does seem appropriate, right?
Yeah, okay. In that case, and she'll cast Dancing Lights, and we'll produce like 4-ish green flames that'll kind of dance to the tempo, and she'll play a very upbeat song about friendship and new adventures and new horizons.
Hey, Hawkfeather.
You don't immediately hear or feel like any presence of Hawkfeather, but kind of call out into the distance.
We found the
Hawkfeather,
axe.
you are not here, and new friends. Da, 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 da. I don't think that he's gonna come by.
Through the window, you just see little eyes darting around to each of you, honing in on H.
Okay.
Hey! He runs inside. Use!
Looking for this?
Yes,
I found
I
it.
was. That would have been the first time I lost anything in my life. Oh, I was so.
Kinda
I'm
just
never
like-
touching it again.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
And she like throws it towards him, but then like before it even like gets midway in the air, it's back in her hand. Never get
Yeah.
tired of doing that. And she puts it away.
His hands are just up still as he turns to Rogar.
I heard you call me.
If you'd like to join us, where we found, I was going to say we found the axe, but
That's what you were gonna say, huh?
I was, but I was going to say we have music. Do you like music? Do you play instruments that aren't instruments of death?
And this is an instrument of death too.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, sometimes I can even say mean words that are so mean that it causes people physical harm. I think it's pretty neat.
Don't.
Do they have to understand you to do that?
I think so. I mean, how else would you know that you got insulted if you didn't understand what they're saying?
Well, I feel like sometimes when I was talking to my old dog that we had before we let him go, I could speak to him in like a really nice tone, and I could say really mean things, and he would still be like wagging his tail and like excited because I was speaking in a nice tone. But then the 1 second that I went, hey, and I said, I love you. And the dog got all sad. So I did that test, and I determined that dogs are stupid.
All right.
I don't see it. The logic is sound with that one.
Huh? Well, how are you guys feeling? Your food done? It looks
It's
like
very
it's done.
good. Yes, it's very good. This is good.
Really?
And I'm gonna gesture at like my empty plate, and I'm gonna look at Art of Shadow, and I'm just gonna be like,
He kind of smiles and nods at you as he takes another bite back at you. So all of you feel full and good and get +4 temporary HP.
Ooh, nice.
Does that include me since I already ate?
Did you eat it?
I would imagine she also ate here, but
Then
that's-
yes.
Okay, cool. So I'll take the
don't
extra.
eat. So how?
Can the healing power of music make him full? Make them full? It's a friendship.
As long as you share the meal space with the group, you can have the same.
Thick.
Benevolent
Nice.
DM.
I think
Or steak and mushrooms.
I think that's
the-
fair. Because I don't want you to just never get the benefit of eating.
The act of a meal. Like
Yeah,
right
but if
there.
you're like not with the group and they're eating, then you're not gonna get it. You can have +4 temporary HP.
Oh.
So do you guys want to leave now? It's about to be
Recharging his
dark time,
batteries.
and we could go scope out the place. I see in the dark. Do you guys all see in the dark?
very well.
Yeah, of course.
Nope.
Are you sure you see in the dark? You sounded like you weren't sure.
To Rogar.
Pretty sure I don't. I don't think so, right? Half orcs don't? Is this a thing? So.
I do not see in the dark.
No, I cannot
Did
see. I cannot see.
Well, then we can make like a torch, and you guys can go in and like go and scope out the place, or I can scope out the place from the trees, or Amara can scope out the place from the trees, and
We have some torches, and then she'll move the 4, like I guess, like the light show, the built-in light show for the traveling Amara act over Fungi and Rogar. So now they have like 2 little green glowing orbs.
Oh. This is even better than torches.
You don't have to carry them, so you have your hands ready for fighting and eating and
how do you do
yeah,
that?
I don't know what else you need.
Do you have to
Indeed.
focus on
Thank
that,
you.
or does that just happen all the time?
I mean, I think let me rack
About
my
it, if I have
brain.
to focus on this.
I rack my brain. Yeah, I mean, if I get hit and I lose focus, then yeah, but I think for like scoping out before combat, it should be okay. And then if there is combat, then I can just go, and then it'll just be green fire, anyways.
Okay, we just gotta think of something that if the light goes out, then you guys just aren't in the dark and ready to get attacked by goblins and murdered and eaten.
Yeah, I would like to avoid that. I do have torches, like actual torches.
Okay. I'm just checking. Well,
I
anyway, you guys
appreciate
lead
it.
the way. You're the adults here.
Of course, we'll lead the way to the place that we have never seen before. This makes.
Would you like me to lead the way?
Yeah.
Would you
Okay.
like us to ask you to lead the way?
I would like you to ask me to lead the way. Yes.
Would you please, great
Do you
hunter,
guys
lead
need
the way?
anything? Do you need anything? Like, you all have weapons. Never mind. We're fine. Let's go.
Do we need anything?
Would this potentially be a short rest?
Yes, short rest if you guys ate, which you all did, so.
Perfect, because I used my abilities for fun. And I need those to do combat. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this town experience in general was definitely a short rest at least, so. So are you...
Triple H is going to be right behind Hawkfeather for this one.
Okay. So, Hawkfeather, before leaving the house, kind of looks to his dad and says, in Cholt and Amara, you can hear, like, the word backup. He looks forward and he, like, points forward with his little crossbow in his hand. And he goes, "All right, let's go, team!" And he leads you guys through the forest.
Amara or Miss Mara will take off their or pull their eye covering up onto the top of their head.
Okay. As the day kind of fades to night as you guys are traveling throughout the forest, you are following along like a moss path until you're suddenly not. You look back again and see that there is no town. But noting the location, hopefully, of this moss patch, you can make it back just fine. And Hawkfeather talks you guys' ears off the entire time you're walking. He talks about everything that he's hunted. He talks about the lay of the land. He talks about the topography of the land at one point. He talks about the fact that there's a river that leads away from here and funnels out into a different ocean that you guys came from. And then he says, "Oops, I didn't know that you were on the ocean." And then he continues to lead you guys through the forest. It's very calm. You hear owls, you hear lots of crickets, the grass kind of sways. You can hear the wind blowing through it. It's really peaceful, and the only thing underneath you guys is the crunch of your feet to the leaves and grass, until it's kind of opens up to a sandy, more coarse dirt, lighter in color, stomped on kind of pathway. The grass fades off as you guys are walking, and it gets more stony, more bushy, and you guys hear in the long distance a river. And Hawkfeather, I'll pull up the map. Hawkfeather leads you guys outside of the stone pathway. I'm putting you on the map, hold on. And leads you out to a stone pathway that kind of opens up to this large circular enclosed goblin camp. You can smell the burning flesh coming from the cook pits. You, from the inside, you see that it has two kind of like moderately sized watchtowers. Change the music. Two kind of like moderately sized watchtowers. You can see just kind of like sitting on top of the watchtowers are several different goblins. There's like perches over the fence, which are spiked. Off of all of the spikes are more spikes. So if you hit the wall, you'll be damaged, you could feel. And you see exactly what Hawkfeather was talking about at almost intricately placed spots. You see these large arcing wood pieces that have ropes with skulls hanging off the ends. All of them cat-shaped faces. And it's clearly a sign of warning. And you see, really, just at your general location on top of these rocks, that there are several different archers, kind of like sitting, looking out. They don't necessarily see you where you're at, though. And Hawkfeather lays on the rock, and you can see him like just completely flattened, loaf out.
Okay. So what do we do?
I don't know, this is up to you guys. I'm just ready to kill goblins.
I think if we can take out the ranged people first, the ones with the arrows, that might be the easiest because I can't take many hits, but I know Rogar can, and on his way over there, he doesn't want to get shot, and then you can shoot people that... I don't know. Is that making any sense? I feel like I'm gap filling.
I'm a bit beefier as well. I can probably take a few more hits than you.
Yeah.
But I can also, light them up a little bit, make them a little bit easier to see for those of us who can't.
Ooh, can you do the thingy? Sorry, I forgot that we're being quiet, but we're going to make it easier for them to hit people. Yeah.
You can do that with your lights, can't you?
Yeah.
So you can do it with your lights. I can do it with another thing, maybe. And then we can sort of just draw them out. If they don't know where we're coming from, then they won't know where to shoot.
I know the fungi, you have nature stuff too, so then you could probably also, disorient him, I guess?
I could, but I found that I do best in combat when I am using natural creatures to enrich my fungus.
It's interesting. Yeah. So I guess then I could hang out in the back. Hawkfeather can hang out in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But what should we do first?
Is this the only entrance here?
I don't know. It looks like the entrance. And behind there, you can kind of points off into the distance, which Rogar, you can't see very far because you don't have night vision, but he points off into the distance, and if you're following his hand, you would see it's kind of like a river that just continues down.
I am assuming that's not an entrance unless they swim in like salmon.
My thought is if there is another entrance, it would probably be pretty well guarded like this one.
I mean, it doesn't look like they're guarding the salmon over there. Right? I can't really see very well, but...
What if Rogar and I distract them at the front gate? It gets sort of closer. We distract them at the front gate, and then the rest of you stay back a little bit while we sort of draw them out.
Would being on the roof help?
I think
I would
for
say
Rogar,
being high up is a good idea.
Rogar, I
yes,
request your presence.
of course. What can I do for you, my friend?
You
Come
lean
closer.
over to the side. 'Cause you're already
And so Fungi puts their hand on top of Rogar's head and gives him a pat and casts jump. So
so-
your jump distance is tripled.
So...
Unexpected. Okay, sorry. You can write for everything, but you can't write for a jumping ogre. Okay.
All right. I feel pretty springy.
Do you want to feel extra good? Okay, that came out.
Whoa,
Yeah.
don't Amara, that's my line,
Ro-
okay?
Rogar blushes.
Everyone roll a perception check as
You are
as you all get off topic on an innuendo.
perception.
Yeah, all of us, especially the robot.
The robot is totally
Especially the robot.
19.
18.
Also
Okay.
a 19.
Nice.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
25.
Okay. Everybody sees kind of like these spiked gates kind of open at the front, and these kind of like red and skin-toned colored goblins, very short, and another one of the kind of archer, very bright green skin-toned goblins kind of walk out. They're all approximately 3 to 4 feet tall. They're really small. The two in the front, kind of leading their way out, they're holding these basically spiked baseball bats. They're holding these spiked maces at the ends, and they're handcrafted. You can tell they're splintered and disgusting, and they're walking with them behind their back. They continue up the pathway that you guys just walked by, and they walk directly past you, the little group, and they're kind of speaking in Goblin. Does anyone speak Goblin?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay. So you just kind of hear little as they're walking by, just chatting with each other. And then one of them bonks the other one on the head as they're walking. And they pass, just going deeper and deeper into the forest, being loud, uncaring for the serene nature around them. And they kind of disappear in the distance behind you, but it does give you the knowledge that there's more in the forest than there are just in this camp.
I would like to reach over to Rogar, and I'm gonna sort of pat him on the back. And when I do, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith. So now you have a +2 bonus to your armor class for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Hash Ladoon is just going to reach at her hips and bring up both of her axes, and that's going to give her a +1 to her AC.
I think that it's time.
Let's do this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're gonna jump up then. I'm gonna run out and start firing away.
Yeah. Also, I didn't mean that in a sexual way, but if I did, it would still be okay.
Amara, darling, not the time.
Inspiration.
I mean, yeah.
I was reason.
Okay.
Now you got a +6 buffed hell.
Wait, what do I get for that? +6?
It's a inspiration.
Oh, the inspiration
or
die?
Inspiration.
Heck
Yeah.
Ready.
So, but mine's
So-
6.
All right,
Yes,
and
thank you.
I'm going to get the archer on the other side, unless that's the one you're going for, Rogar.
No, the two, they're on the right.
So Rogar, you're taking these two here. I'll take this one here. And Hashlodin, you're gonna take this one.
That's right.
Alright then, friends. Ready?
Tim.
Right when you
Ready.
say ready, you hear the banging of drums on the inside of a camp. And everyone's gonna roll for initiative.
Let's go.
Oh.
So much for our surprise round!
Natural 20.
Okay.
Where
Rogar
it
and
really
Mist
counts.
are gonna Rogar and Mist are gonna be first because you guys had the plan to jump ahead of everybody. So we'll go Rogar, Mist, and then Fungi. What is your
5.
5? Okay. H, what is yours?
22.
Nice.
Right.
And it's 22 as well.
And then Amara,
15.
10.
15.
Oh, 15. Okay.
1-5.
Perfect. Let me roll.
My roll was technically 21. But I've got lucky.
Okay.
This music.
You're just vibing.
Just vibing. Just vibing.
Putting them on my map. I'm putting them on the map.
All right. Whew.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Rogar.
Rogar.
You leap out. Please elaborate. Your turn. You're up first.
Right. So Rogar, feeling very pumped up from his friends, is going to leap to his feet and then just start booking it towards the wall, and then just lets out a yell as he gets closer, and goes into a rage, and then proceeds to try to how high are these walls, by the way? Before I
They're
I'm gonna do it anyways.
handmade. They're approximately 25 feet tall. So they're
Okay.
tall for goblin hands.
yeah. So yeah, Rogar's gonna attempt to just run and then kind of just like scale up the wall as he's shouting an orc, and I don't know if I need to roll for anything like that, but
Nope. I will take your jump for it.
okay.
So you're scaling this wall. Are you going towards one of the archers?
Yeah, so my thing is I want to get up over
Move your person.
over these yonder. And why is it doing?
Oh, there you go.
Can we not?
All right.
It's okay. There we go. Right. So he's gonna run towards the wall, and attempt to jump, which he gets like triple jump. It's like a full-on video game right now.
Yep. I think you double jump. You use the air as momentum to get that extra boop, 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 up the air, and you land feet first right in front of this archer, who kind of looks at you.
Prepare to die, goblins. And then he's just going to just bring up his giant bardish, this polearm axe, and attempt to just like cleave it as soon as he gets up there. If I can, I guess I don't know if that's just me just getting up there.
No, that's movement. That's fine.
Okay.
Your enhancement was to your movement, so you still have an action.
Dope. All right. Will do. Be sure to use the rage. There we go. Beautiful. 22 to hit.
That hits. So like swinging down this axe, you jump just into the vision of this goblin, come straight down with an axe, hitting directly into that shoulder. What's the damage?
Wow, first combat. All right, let's try to figure out what rage damage is, because I clicked rage and
it doesn't increase damage, it increases your hit.
Does it? I thought it did damage.
For now.
Oh, okay.
For now, because we're babies.
Okay. It didn't increase my to hit either, I don't think. I don't know.
Well, then it would just
Whatever.
be +2 or something to your hit, which hit already.
Well, okay. We'd love to see it. 7 damage.
All right. With one flail swoop, you slice, fell swoop, you completely hack. You can feel the resistance of the body underneath the goblin. You cut right into his shoulder, and his shoulder kind of falls to the side, and he kind of looks at you dead in the eyes, and brandishes a little dagger, but he's still standing, even though blood is pouring out of his body right now.
And as he pulls out,
just
as soon as he pulls out the dagger, he'll just give him just a big tusky smile, and
all right, that brings us to, do you have any bonus actions?
Nope. Bonus action
Okay.
raged. Yep.
Yep, that brings us to Mist.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and move myself to right there.
Okay, so
Right
you're kind
in
of running
front
up
of it,
to the
running up.
outside of the gate.
Right in front of the first tower there. And I'm going to bonus action spiritual weapon. And I want my spiritual weapon, which looks exactly like my mace. It is a perfect spiritual glowy replica of my mace. I want it to appear right behind the archer that's at the top of that tower.
Okay.
As a 60 feet distance that I can cast it at. So
Okay.
should be enough there.
Absolutely. So, it's a mace, you said? So what does it
is.
look like? Is it just like astral, like constantly moving, or is it a solid piece?
It looks pretty solid. It looks more stone than anything else, but it's
Okay.
got a faint glow about it.
Okay.
So it's sort of like a glowing little, beacon. And then I'm going to...
It shows up behind the goblin, and the goblin doesn't notice. He's still looking out and distracted by Rogar, actually.
Wonderful. I'm going to try and hit it then with my spiritual weapon. That would be an 18.
An 18 to hit. That is hits.
Wonderful. That will be 3 points of force damage to the back of it. Or no, I'm sorry, not 3, 8. It's 5 plus 3. 8 points of force damage to the back of its head.
As the back of its head gets lunged forth by this weapon, you see its entire body weight get pushed from the tower, and it falls in front of you onto the floor, blood kind of beginning to spill. It doesn't move anymore.
Wonderful. I will look then to the one that's next to Rogar that he hasn't hit yet. I think that's within range. That should be 60 feet.
Yep.
Sure, that's yes. All right, wonderful. And as an action, I will cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
I need it to make a Wisdom 13 saving throw.
Hey.
And as I do it, I'll just sort of say, "Your time has come."
It fails.
Wonderful. I take a D8, so that's 6 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. And you see Rogar jump up, slash down on the other thing, and the other goblin, the other archer, looking at Rogar, puts his hands on his head, and then it begins to go as if Rogar is hurting it by hurting the other one, and his brain is just getting jumbled next to Rogar. But you continue forth. Any other actions?
That's my whole turn. I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay, that brings us to the archer on this tower, who spots Mist, having stepped out into the area, and he shoots down a short bow for 14 to hit.
That misses.
All right, it shoots the floor, and the rest of the group realizes, if you haven't already, that they're attacking back. They see where you guys are. That brings us to H.
Hello. So H is going to start by just kind of wandering out behind Miss Mara here. And she is going to kind of do that cool thing where they kind of like roll the axes in their hands to like prep. And then she's going to aim them both. And you just see like this like purple and black like cobwebby kind of material just shoot out as she uses Eldritch Blast on this this archer number 4.
Okay.
And
Roll
that
hit.
would be a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, let me do the damage. So 13 damage.
That
Almost max.
So your Eldritch kind of like hits this goblin, kind of begins to swarm around it, and the goblin, in fact, kind of turns to this sort of grayish color and falls in its place, being one-shotted. Not even seeing it coming.
That was amazing.
Any bonus actions or any other actions?
Let's see. Actually, I think I do have one. Hold on, I just want to make sure. Yeah, so H is gonna like swing around and aim her other axe at this boy here, archer number 2.
Okay, the one that's
And-
screaming in agony, having been necrotically damaged by
Yep.
mist.
She's gonna cast Hex on him,
Okay.
and that's gonna be a Dex deficiency.
Okay. Got it.
And that's it.
All right. That brings us to the archer that brandished a dagger with a axe in its shoulder, and it takes the dagger and stabs it up at Rogar right into the gut, hopefully, with a 19 to hit.
Just
Oof.
barely.
Just barely. It takes its little dagger, 4 damage right into the gut.
So do I make that 2 damage?
Yep. 'Cause you're
Nice.
raging. And you see this little goblin's eyes beginning to get bloodshot as this blood is continuing to pour out of its body. And
Rogar's
that brings us
smile gets wider, which is
that brings us to the goblin that is screaming in agony. Through the gritting of the pain, he brandishes another small dagger and lunges with disadvantage at Rogar. That's a 16 to hit.
no.
He's just It shouldn't even be there. Like, it doesn't even go here.
It shouldn't be here.
The drums on the inside begin to double up. Actually, you can sense that something else is going to be coming anytime soon. That brings us to Amara.
Okay, so first Amara is going to run over here because these two are dead, right? So she's gonna be just next to Mist and Triple H, and then aiming towards the goblin that stabbed Rogar. She will cast Chill Touch at it. Well, it looks like you're already kind of dead, so we'll just make you, full dead. And that is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and that will be doing an amount of damage to be determined. And that damage is 3 necrotic damage.
All right, and that was to the agonized goblin, correct?
Yeah.
All right. He agonizes himself into a spot where he's just toppling and tossing and turning and trips over Rogar's foot, falling to the floor on the other side of the fence. And he lands onto his back and doesn't appear to move anymore.
Oh. Everyone can still see you, yeah? And that'll be the end of her turn.
Okay.
And everyone should still be able to see.
Yeah.
For a good minute.
Nice.
All right. That brings us to these archers in the back. Who I don't know if they reach. Yes, they do.
Wait a minute.
Seeing Rogar kind of up onto their island area, they both ready their short bows, and they both hit, hopefully, with a 19 and a 17.
19 hits.
Okay, so with the short bow, 8 piercing damage as it hits you directly in the shoulder. And the other one kind of misses just barely. It whiffs past your hair. You hear it in your ear, but it doesn't hit you. All right. And that was both of their turns. Fungi, bringing up the rear.
Hell yeah. Gonna go ahead and bonus action Shillelagh.
Okay.
And guess I will cast Long Strider on myself as well. Because Shillelagh's a cantrip, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's gonna matter even with my extra movement, but no. How tall is the gate houses on either side?
Approximately 40 feet tall totally. That's
Okay.
with the roof, but 25 feet like the rest of the wall for just the structure.
And we haven't actually seen into the camp, right?
You have not.
Okay, well, it's
Consider it unseen right now. That's why you don't see anything in there.
time to change that.
All right.
Robot going ham.
Here.
Initiate ham.
All right. So as you step into the camp, you see the drummer kind of in the center of the building, in the center of the camp. He's drumming away, but that's his job. He's sweating. He's got his shirt tied around his waist, and he's got little muscles for a drummer boy, and he's drumming away at that. He's calling people to the camp, as what you can determine. You see over on the left side for you, right side on the map, an individual standing amongst a cauldron that is bubbling and steaming, and there's human body parts, or Tabaxi body parts rather, just ripped apart, broken up, and scattered along the floors, on tables, and stuffed into boxes. At the back, you see 3 swordsmen kind of sharpening their knives, but they see you come in, and they definitely get into position to come and charge you.
That is my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Hawkfeather, who disappears
Okay.
into the trees.
Goodbye.
Next.
All right. All right. And that brings us back to Rogar.
All right.
Essentially, Hawkfeather uses action to dash.
All right, so we got the one archer right in front of me.
Yep.
I'm going to
And
attempt.
he's been profusely bleeding. You could touch him wrong and he would explode.
Perfect. So I'm going to attempt to grab him by his chest or clothes or whatever, and then take the other arm and kind of impale him with the pole arm.
Okay.
Ooh.
Woof.
Oofa.
Woof, woof, woof. Roll to hit.
See how that actually goes.
This is what I want to happen.
What I'd like to happen, and it probably does happen. 23.
That does happen, exactly. He just... Did you plunge through him?
Mm-hmm.
So just your fist just appears on the other side of this goblin's body, hand covered in goop, as you rip it back out. And he falls to the floor lifeless.
I'd like to toss his body into camp.
Let's do an athletics check to see how far he goes.
Okay. I get advantage because I'm raging.
Yes, you're angry.
We love. Which is good. First one's a natural 1. So it's a 15.
All right. So you throw him over the little huts on the inside of the camp and right in front of the signaler, the drumming man.
Perfect.
Any bonus actions?
No, but I'd like to use my movement to jump as far as I can this way, since I still have super jump.
Okay. Whoosh. Perfect. Okay.
However,
So you use your movement to move where on the map? Over here?
yeah, getting me as close as I
down.
can to the shaman, so I can move 30 feet, but I don't know if jumping increases that, at all.
No, just your height upwards.
Okay.
So you're able to kind of arch your way down and land in a hero pose. As Mist, it's your turn.
Alright, so as a bonus action, I'm gonna drag my, well, first, I guess I should probably move so I know where to put it. Hold on. I'm gonna move right there next to fungi. Actually, I'm gonna move on this side of fungi.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna drag my spiritual weapon down so that it's right 5, 10, 15, 20, right here in front of us. That's a bonus action. And then
Okay.
as an action, I think I'm going to look over at that shaman, assessing the area. I
Okay.
see holy man to holy man here. And I'm going to say, it's time you stop killing these poor Tabaxi. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Light him up.
That is a 21.
That hits.
Lovely. That's 4d6. Let me collect my d6s. Six, 8, 10, 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And the next person who makes an attack roll against that shaman has advantage. because they are glittering in mystical dim light.
Okay. Right. Give me 1 second. Okay, got it. I forgot to add the other people. Okay. So that brings us to the shaman. The shaman, kind of in response to that light kind of encasing them, they kind of turn to you, and you can see that they just have blood all over their clothing. They wear rags, but it is just drenched in old and new blood. They point to you with a long, scraggly finger, and they cast lightning bolt. So from their finger, you have to make a dexterity saving throw as you see this burst of light come from that tip.
Me, correct?
Yes, you
That's gonna
missed.
Alrighty.
I have something for this.
I'm gonna guess. That is
Oh!
Wow.
That is really cool. I'm gonna guess that a 7 fails.
Huge.
Flash
Make
warning.
it smaller. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to make it smaller.
Yeah, it's like stupid too. It's like 120 feet or something crazy. Like, and what?
This was more hassle than it was worth. It's okay.
No, it's worth so much.
Get on the floor. Just do the thing. There we go.
There
I
it
did
is.
it.
Nice. Nailed it.
All right, so
You heard our friend, yay!
I heard
Yay.
Got it quite badly.
you. What was
It's
your
gonna
save? I'm sorry, I was focused on. It was what? It was 7.
So bad. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm
I
so
need more
worried.
dice. Don't mind me.
Oh
The
yeah.
fact that you said I need more dice makes me so uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Well, she only actually like keeps like 1 or 2 sets of dice on
Yeah.
her
Out.
desk.
I do.
You
Like
know,
I dumped out my bag.
like a
I dumped-
savage.
I dumped
Yeah.
out the bag. All right.
but you know,
Doesn't make me feel better.
yeah.
Everything's gonna be fine.
This is
Maybe.
fine.
Honestly, probably fine.
Probably fine. It's only
Most likely fine.
the equivalent of a fireball. But like it's fine.
18 lightning damage
And
comes
Only-
bursting into your
oh,
chest.
their health.
And Fungi next to you sees just mist. The internal bones just show up for 1 second as this lightning bolt bursts forth. And the shaman lowers their finger at the end of their turn.
What? Just a quick question. What is the DC for con saves for spells? Is it 10 or high? 10 minimum or higher?
For
Correct.
concentration.
For I believe so. Yes.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I'll take it.
I think it's 10 or half the damage, whichever one is higher.
Yes. That is correct.
Rogar, you lose your +2 to your armor.
Okay. Got it. But I loved
Okay.
it.
I love it
And
too.
that brings us to H.
Who is going to rush into the camp right here behind Rogar.
Okay.
First thing she's going to do is bonus action. She can move that hex because the other character is dead, and she's going to move it onto the shaman. And we're gonna switch it over to a wisdom deficiency this go.
Okay. Sounds
And,
good.
Let's see.
Smart move.
And now, because it's gonna she's going to look. She's kind kind of just like straight focused. She's gonna do the same thing with her, like a similar thing with her axes minus the cool twirl, and she's gonna aim them at the shaman and use Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
You get advantage on that.
Oh, thank you. Well, hey, thanks for that. That's a crit.
Let's
Let's
go.
Hell yeah.
7 and a crit, so thanks.
And
Appreciate it.
for crits on our show, you guys, it is auto max the damage times 2 plus any modifiers you may add to it at the end one time.
Okay, so
So
that's 24 plus the hex is a d6. So let's just roll one of them. 25 damage total.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's great.
So
At least I think that's how that works out because it's 1d10 plus 4. So
24.
did I do that right?
yep,
Yeah.
24 plus your any modifiers.
Plus the 1 for
Yep.
the
So then
hex.
you're good.
25,
25. Perfect. Awesome. So this shaman, like you can see, like his robes kind of spread outward as he's seemingly affected, but you're confused by the stance that they take. They get actually slightly larger. They take up more space as their body begins to grow a little bit. Their arms getting longer, their head getting larger, as their robes kind of get smaller and smaller until they eventually pop off. We've got a naked goblin in front of us, but for the sake of
Hey, yo.
streaming, it's just a goblin with a chest and booty cheeks. Booty. There's a booty. Got a little booty on screen. Any bonus actions, H?
My bonus action was to transfer the hex, so
Oh, perfect.
That's it.
Okay, that brings us to the swordsmen in the back, who are going to take their small movement speed as much as they can and get as close as possible around the drumming. And they are setting their sights on the group at the door. That is all they can do. That brings us to the archers in the back, who are going to, I think, from down below, I think all of this is obscured by the drummer. Yep. Okay, you guys are saved by the drummer's 10-foot little, like, stage. They are unable to attack this turn. That brings us to Fun Guy.
Wait, what about my turn?
Amara, you're between the swords. I'm sorry. Between the swords and the archers. That was
Oh,
my
it's okay.
fault. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, the syntax wouldn't have mattered too much as long as before
Yeah.
Fun Guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Maria's gonna go walk up as much as she can within reason, so like behind Rogar, basically. And she'll cast Fairy Fire, and this little, they all lined up so perfectly. How cute. Things are gonna get a little dark, but I promise it's for a good reason. And I don't know how we want to do. Is this? Oh, yeah, this is cool. Yes, now that is fairy fired.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
With some green fairy fire. So everybody gets a advantage, attack rolls have advantage. If you can see it, you know, all that, right? And any creature in the area when the spell is cast is outlined in light. But this is also only if it's the saving throw. So all of them have to make dex saving throws
Okay.
of 12.
All right. And that's an 11, an 11, and a 6.
Let's go 11. Let's go 6.
11.
Perfect. So I guess all of them now are outlined in that fire, so
Let's
now you
go.
can have advantage. And for
Okay.
her bonus action, she will turn to Mist and be like, well, I guess I'm gonna do the more of the healing. I get some of the healing. Oh, here you go. And cast a healing word onto Mist, and you get full. You get 6 HP.
Oh, thank you.
And that's the end of Amara's turn.
Okay, and then that would bring us to the archers who can't attack, and then that would bring us to fungi. I'm sorry again.
How dare?
I'm sorry.
How dare?
I'm usually really good at that.
Yeah, that's okay. So gonna go ahead and use one of my wild shapes for a symbiotic entity, which gives me plus 12 temporary hit points, which is gonna replace my 4.
Please explain what a symbiotic entity looks like. I would like to know.
So, the mushrooms that are within fungi appear to kind of glow with some kind of energy, and spores start to rain out from the sun hat style mushroom atop their head. It seems to cast a bit of a shadow over their face, and you see the purple eyes kind of glowing from underneath the shadow.
Oh, that's cool as
And
fuck.
they bolt forth and put themselves right here because they're still long striding.
Okay.
And that is action and movement, so I think that's all I can do. But I did not get to say what the rest of my symbiotic entity does. I rolled double damage for my Halo of Spores damage, which is a reaction whenever something starts its turn within 10 feet of me or enters the 10-foot. And I deal 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit with melee weapon attacks.
Wow.
Bruh.
Let's go tanky, baby. From what appears to be the shadows, you guys see this archer on the back wall completely disappear behind the wall. You hear nothing. It was silent, and he is now gone. Now it's Hawkfeather's turn. That brings us back to Rogar.
That's terrifying. All right.
Knowing look from Triple H to Rogar once again, like
Rogar gives a proud smile and and then turns towards this big guy over here. This one's for me, and then starts running over yonder, and tries to runs past like a little bit, then tries to like carve at the legs as he goes past with his glaive.
Okay.
And let's
Sweep the legs with the axe.
sweep the legs.
I rolled a sweep.
Roll to sweep. My sweep check is a
there's your raid phrase.
15 to sweep.
15. Let's see. You hit just barely.
Yes. Nice. For future reference, how does Bardic Inspiration work? I should know because I played a Bard. But do you get to use it? When do you choose to use them on the receiving end?
I can answer this question.
Yes.
Ooh.
Bardic Inspiration is used after you roll, but before you know whether or not you're succeeding.
Cool.
So you can roll, look at the number on the dice, and go, and then roll the Bardic Inspiration.
Perfect. I love
But
that.
don't say it out loud, because if you say the number out loud and the DM confirms a hit or miss, then you're SOL.
It's
Also, just-
finalized.
That makes
I
sense.
don't know if you saw or not, but your rage damage is +2 to your melee attack weapons. While you're raging, you have to add it manually.
See that? Really?
I looked at your character sheet. You have to add it in your head. That's why I forget it every time I play Barbarian.
Oh.
yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much. 6 damage.
Okay. So, you sweep the leg, kind of cutting at the ankle, and you see just like your axe not quite making it all the way through the leg, but slicing enough off the back that he kind of buckles to one knee for a moment. And any bonus actions?
No bonus actions. Yep, no bonus actions. We're good.
Okay.
Just ready.
That brings us to Mist.
Wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action. So I made a little circle on the map right next to me where my weapon currently is. I'm gonna bonus action move that 5, 10, 15, 20 feet so that it is right here next to him, next to the shaman man. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll to attack with that. I believe I missed with an 11.
That is a miss as your what happened? Hello? Everything turned black.
Oh.
Keep going.
Everything's
Alright,
fine.
perfect. Everything is fine. That was my bonus action. Shit. So in that case then, as an action, I'm gonna go ahead and just guiding bolt at this guy again. Because he made me angry, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't heal Rogar this round.
Guys, is fine. I'm good.
That is a dirty 20.
Whew.
Okay, that works.
Ooh.
Okay,
There-
okay, we're back. I'm good.
Are you good? Are you good?
I got
Alright.
nervous. Okay.
I got a little nervous too. That is a total of 13 radiant damage
Okay.
to him, and again, next attack on him has advantage. And I'm gonna instead of saying anything, I'm gonna just look at him, and I'm gonna pull deep from the depths of my hatred for things with no respect, and I'm gonna flip him.
Amazing. Any other bonus? You did a bonus action. Sorry.
That was
So that
it.
brings us to the shaman, who is going to. He's going to click on this. He's going to raise a finger, and he sees kind of H and feels the power that is kind of being put forth onto this shaman. He feels the power, shifts his focus onto Triple H, and some fire kind of flicks from their finger as they send a firebolt your way. Let me... 17 to hit.
Meets it, beats it, I guess.
Yes, it does. All right. So that is 10 fire damage. And as this fire kind of bursts outward, you guys could tell that the fire, if anything was around, it would have ignited. But it kind of snuffs out onto the dirt on the floor. And that is their turn. That brings us to H.
She's panics for a second, like trying to put out like any sort of like smoldering on her clothes. Like you can see it like really kind of annoys her. But then, and she like gets ready to fire back, but then she like remembers the last time that she shot at this guy, he started to grow, so she thinks better of it, and then instead turns and she's going to aim at the signaler with another Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Which you have advantage on, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fairy fire, let's go.
16.
That hits.
Okay.
You just hear him going, like all of the drums you're hearing in this song is just, he's just providing the
11
music.
points of damage.
All right. He is struck down. The drumming completely stops, and now the music is figuratively not there. And he falls kind of into the drum, laying over it. And his beard kind of like begins filling with blood that falls from his mouth.
Hey, the music died. Fucking yeah. And then as her bonus action, she's going to kind of do like a cocking motion with her blades, and she's going to cast Blur on herself.
Okay. And what does blur do?
Your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all those who can see you for the duration. Any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight, such as blind sight, or can see through illusions, such as true sight.
Okay.
And that's it.
Got it. All right. That brings us to the swordsman, who Fungi has just... What?
Reaction!
Okay, what's your reaction?
Halo of spores. So some of these
Okay.
spores are going to rain down onto Swordsman 3 since he is within 10 feet of me, and he needs to make a con DC 14 save.
Okay. Fail? All of them or
Okay.
just one?
Just the one, just Swordsman
Okay,
3.
he got a nat 1.
He got a nat 1. So he is standing there, and some of these spores that are just pouring out from the head hat of fungi get inhaled, and that's when the fungus takes root.
Okay.
And they... Oh, tech, I did this wrong. I did it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No.
It's 2d4, not 1d8. Okay,
Double the
4 necrotic damage.
Okay. All right. So as these spores get breathed in, you begin to hear it go as it's taking some damage, and his lungs are beginning to fill with poisonous mushrooms. Nasty. He's gonna swing down on you anyway. With a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. With being shocked, kind of sort of with this new inability to breathe, he smacks the floor next to you. And the other one, the other swordsman number 1, he is going to strike as well with a 19 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. All right. He like swings over the top of you, kind of turning all the way around, and he leans down to help his goblin friend, in fact. That brings us to the other swordsman, who's going to make their way towards Amara, and they're going to swing their club with a nat 1. Then miss. All right,
You're
that brings
too
us
slow.
and that's Amara's turn.
Perfect. Amara is going to retaliate by using her special druid ability. So she'll use her wild shape, and instead of turning into an animal, she'll now assume her child of the healing form, where her eyes now are just pure, like, glowy yellowish gold instead of just like their normal people. And it seems like most of the veins on her body are now glowing gold as well. And funnily enough, she also gains temporary HP and double damage dice towards a special ability that also deals necrotic damage towards melee weapon attacks, so they're completely different. And yeah, that's her action. And then for her bonus, or actually, you know what? Would a reaction? Because Healing's Wrath is a reaction time, so that would be enough to do it in the same term, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, yeah, she'll use that as well, and shoot out a, like, kind of, it almost looks like a like floating gas, you know, like how like glitter kind of like floats in, but it's harmful glitter, I suppose. And attack the guy who just attacked her with her scimitar and the healing.
Perfect. All right. What's the hit?
And say, so it'd just be a normal attack, right? Spell attack, I would assume.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And she's not hitting with her scimitar because that would be an action. It's the using the scimitar as a conduit, if you will.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's I can't read this die. 17.
That hits.
Cool. And that would be 4 necrotic damage.
Okay. Okay, so you see the goblin kind of confusedly looking at this scimitar that swings forth but doesn't quite hit. But the radiance that comes from the scimitar kind of covers this goblin's face, and you hear him another just as the necrotic damage scrambles his brain. Any bonus actions?
Nah, I'll save that for later.
Okay, that brings us to the archer in the back, who has completely turned their body away from the battle and is looking at something over the fence. And they're gonna make an attack. You hear nothing. You continue to just hear nothing. Fungi, that's your turn.
Hell yes. I turn to the to Swordsman 3, and I bestow upon him a strike with my crossbow at advantage.
Okay.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Let's go. Plus, I think it's plus 4. Yeah, plus 4. Let's go. Nice. So, 8 damage bludgeoning, and then 3 damage necrotic.
Okay. Explain how he gets crushed.
So I actually forgot to mention this, but upon casting Shillelagh on the staff, I mentioned this in one of the one-shots, but 3/4 of it are one color and 1/4 of it is another color, and it just becomes a very long mushroom, basically. And it is 2 raining spores, and they just kind of like bring this around and whack this thing in the face, and you see just a line of spores just kind of like shoot out from where it made contact, and it falls to the ground, and the spores kind of start to take over and spill out from anywhere where, if there's an orifice, it's delving in and growing out of.
Okay. So
And
very quickly, these mushrooms kind of begin to not only change the shape and body of the thing on the floor, but also coming out of an ear, coming out of an eye, pushing the eye out of the way. It's gruesome and disgusting and beautiful at the same time.
Poor goblin got butt shrooms now.
He got blood shrooms.
Not yet.
Yep, that's
You said any orifice, George.
I was thinking it.
They're on their way.
Any bonus actions?
No, that will do it.
All right, that brings us to Hawkfeather outside, and let's see. Silently, the other archer just disappears.
Goodbye.
You guys hear absolutely nothing. You see some rustling of trees on the outside as you see Hawkfeather moving around outside.
Yeah.
And he appears here. On top of the rocks, he jumps from the rock into the fence, and he has an arrow kind of ready for this next action towards the shaman. That brings us back to Rogar.
Nice. All right. Rogar is going to take his polearm axe and swing upwards, hoping
With advantage.
with advantage. Why do I have advantage?
Did you use your bardic inspiration this time or no?
We'll see. Do I get advantage?
You get advantage because of the guiding bolt. No one's attacking
Oh,
you.
nice. That's great because the first one was a
I thought it
natural
was
one.
reckless attack. Okay.
I don't get those yet, but
Okay, I was the one confused. Ignore me.
it's okay. The second roll was a 2, but let's see.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
7, even with bardic inspiration, nothing can save that. So I will straight up whiff on that one.
Okay.
or however, you know.
The shaman, having gotten larger, also more dexterous as you swing your axe, and his whole body just whoop to the side, moves out of the way. Your axe coming right back at you, kind of ready for another hit as the weight of the axe sits back in your hand.
Yeah.
Any bonus actions?
Yes, and absolutely frustrated by this. I'm gonna go ahead and use my fighter ability to action surge and take another attack.
Little ragey action surge. Let's go.
So I'm gonna try to just run and stab him with the spear at this point. What does this part mean to do? We're gonna try to use the bardic inspiration. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. That is a 14.
Okay, that hits.
Yes. Yes. I knew it was close to 15. I was
14.
Like, woo, let's go. My D10. I've lost them. All right, here we go. There it is. Oh, nice. That is 15 damage.
All right. Explain how you cleave this now large-sized goblin shaman in twain.
Nice. So I was running in to spear him after I had missed, and then after I feel it sink in, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders and then pull him down onto the spear.
Oh my gosh, disgusting. Okay.
You just see this spear just kind of come through on the other side as he pulls him closer to his face.
And as you were pulling him closer, he is also getting smaller. So your spear is essentially just gauging his body. Nasty. Love that. Missed. You're up.
Wonderful. So as a bonus action, then I'm going to go ahead and healing word Rogar. He looks like he took a little bit of damage there.
Just a little.
So he gets a total of 9 points of healing.
Perfect. Thank you. I want to say I was down 2 hit points.
You needed a band-aid.
Thank you. Because all the temporary hit points and craziness.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
You guys ate food.
I forgot we ate food. And then I think I'll just turn to the swordsman that just tried to attack Amara. And I'll point at him and I'll say, "Don't you hurt my friend!" And I need a Wisdom 13 saving throw, please. Does he take? He's 17.
17. That was just on the die. But so 16 because they are dumb.
That beats my DC. So that he hears the bells of the death, but they don't scare him, apparently.
He looks to see if the signaler got a new instrument. Doesn't see anything. Any bonus action?
No, I'm all
That
done.
was the bonus action. That brings us to the dead shaman, which brings us to H.
And H will just straight up grab the Willow Yacole, and she's gonna try and bring it down on this fool's head. Which is her hand axe BT dub.
Rolled a hit.
I was confused. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, what? The what?
It sounds cool. What's that?
That's a 16.
That hits.
Yeah. And that's 9 pints of damage.
All right. You see the swordsman get kind of crushed under the weight of this, and you can explain how he perishes.
Sure. So she kind of like intentionally short aims the blow, so it kind of comes down like, instead of like on the top of the head, like coming down this way, she aims like here, so it just goes like kind of just splits his face into, and just like the jaw comes away, onto the blade, and then she just kind of shakes, and the jaw just goes flying off, just off into the thing, and you can just see this blood pouring out of this poor fool's mouth as he
Disgusting.
falls down.
I love it.
And she takes a step back so that the blood doesn't get on her. And then as her bonus action, she's going to transfer her hex from the shaman to the last remaining swordsman. And it'll be a dex save.
All right.
No, Constitution. Let's do Constitution.
Okay. 4.
And that's it.
Okay, perfect. That brings us to the final swordsman.
Reaction.
Okay.
DC 14 con save.
Failed.
I thought about that for a second, and I was like, let me help Georgia.
5 necrotic damage.
You see this swordsman just... Their brain begins to... You don't see their brain, but they feel their brain throbbing. They kind of stagger backwards and close their eyes, but then they continue staggering and squishing their face until they sit on the floor and perish. And that,
A little bit of mushroom and blood come forth from the nose.
as it grows from their brain out the nose.
Is that?
They're
Wow.
out of initiative.
Nice.
Oh man.
And we have a hard cut at 9 because it's the holidays. So we're gonna end it here. You guys finished with 3 minutes to
Wild.
spare.
Let's
Amazing.
go.
Hey, GG's.
We did it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys,
was
I had like
awesome.
seven other things hidden on this map, but you guys are doing just fine. So
You're doing just fine.
no need to prolong battle if you don't need to.
No, it was awesome. So cool.
Yay! You
Yeah.
did it. And
Can-
Yeah.
I really
Ken?
want to see Amara's ability go ham next time we fight because
Me
it looks really cool.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for more battling. Can we what, George?
Oh, can we get through talking about ourselves in the next 2 minutes, or do we want to let Pando go first, and then we can take as much time as we need? Because Pando is the only one who needs to fuck off, right?
I think
think
we
so.
should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do it.
perfect.
Without
Pon,
any
tell
further
us-
ado, Pon plays.
Pon, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Pond. Pond Plays. Pond Plays Games on Instagram. You can find me here every Monday night with these wonderful people, every Tuesday night with Jen and George over on Architect Plum, playing even more Dungeons and Dragons. You can find me one of the Wednesdays of every month over with Blackwater D&D, playing in their Exalted, the Uncaged Goddesses anthology, which is super fun. And this, are we talking this Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, this Friday, you can find me here again with the lovely Jade Valkyrie and a couple of other wonderful people where we're playing Masks yet again for Pride Month. Even though it's over, we're not letting the party stop. So I love you all so much, and I hope you have a super, super wonderful evening. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe out there. Make sure to take your meds, drink a lot of water, and care about you. Bye.
Have fun
Pond.
doing July 4th
Love you,
stuff with your
bye.
family.
Thanks for playing D&D with
Bye-bye.
us.
Thank you for playing. Bye.
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 Well,
What a nice
guys.
young person.
What a nice young person. You guys, this was fun. This is cool. It's the first time we've used a map. What'd you guys think of the
Yeah.
map?
First map,
I
first
liked it a
combat.
lot. I
It
liked
was-
it a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Helps my
was
brain.
Awesome. Yeah, same.
Helps my brain. There won't
Has-
always be maps, but I think maps for fighting is important
At
sometimes.
least for big fights, especially with like
There was
I
a
guess,
lot happening
utility.
here.
Yeah, it was like a utility abilities, and you're like, okay, so I have this like 20-foot like cube. Are these people in this 20-foot cube? Yes or no?
Right.
So you
right.
don't like have to be like that person. It's like, how far away are they again?
So
are
like,
they
where
within
is
10 feet-
everyone?
Are they within 10 feet of me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I guess it kind of helps streamline the brain.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I
So
love that.
with me as your DM, you'll have maps for mostly all of our battles throughout the campaign. Sometimes shit happens and
I mean-
I didn't plan for it and you guys are fighting and here we are. But if I planned for it, we'll have a map. So excited for
That's
that.
awesome.
But yeah, this was so much fun and you guys did really cool things. This is the first time that we saw you guys fighting at all. So yeah, that was cool. You guys have really cool abilities.
Unless you are a super fan and you're on Patreon.
That's true. Could have gotten a sneak peek. All of this.
That's true.
That's true. And speaking of Patreon, you guys, every stream after the game, we like to hop off, continue recording, and upload our after game chat and talk about our favorite parts and some aspects and thoughts behind our actions and characters and any questions that they have for me, and learning more about how Hawkfeather can murder everyone. This has been great. So yeah, you guys, would we like to wrap up, introduce ourselves, or well, say goodbye? Is it introducing ourselves? No.
Signing off.
We'll call it that.
There we go. Thank you so much. Also, Gratchus, they said you guys all played really well and they're excited to come back.
you.
That's so nice of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Is it Gratius or is it Gracchus, like Bacchus, the god of wine?
Gracchus?
Oh.
Centuries says, can't wait for the first time a combat starts that Jen isn't ready for. It'll be a good time to see how that happens. Listen, you just
Jen is the
Google-
overprepared DM.
You just
so.
Google the stats and you just make it up as you go. It's fine.
It's gonna happen. I feel like this is a very chaotic group. I feel like of characters.
Really? In my opinion.
Of the characters, like I feel like shenanigans will happen.
I feel like the next time we go to a town, the next time you guys are around civilization, it's definitely going to be a hassle getting you guys out of civilization.
It's not
You're gonna want to
happening.
go to every shop, every tavern, everywhere, and meet NPCs and have fun role playing and go eat. Also, the importance of eating in my games. I just showed you guys that. Like I feel like a lot of the role play aspects that are skipped in games is like eating and sleeping. So
Yeah, totally.
I make incentives to
That's
roleplay
fair.
going out to dinner.
I would say like a
do
lot
love
of
that.
human connection happens over food.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
makes sense.
Is those?
And
the-
then,
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
sorry. No, I just realized I should probably save that for the Patreon talk.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Well, you guys,
Yeah, we're not gonna
it
talk
has
anymore.
We're not gonna talk anymore. We're leaving.
Plus, all of our Patreon content eventually does become public, so it's not like
True.
we're gatekeeping. It's just you get it first.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
You
Very
get it.
Good point. Yeah.
You get to see it first.
And if you are not following us on our YouTube, now's a good time. Check it out. We do upload them there. What was it? A month later?
Yes.
Something like that. So you'll check out our chats a month later, or you can hop on over there later this week and check it out now. But you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. This game was fun. I love DMing for you guys. Sorry, my screen went just completely black in the middle of the game. That was off-putting. But it was fine. We do not need crickets in our ears right now. I just realized.
Oh, sorry, I
funny.
made a joke.
Rip. Sad. But my name's Jen. And it was fun being your DM today. If you guys would like to find me anywhere else, I am at Jen is Online on my Twitch stream on Sundays and Wednesdays. I stream horror content as well as event streaming and charity streams. You can also find me here on Mondays and on Tuesdays over on Architect Lum with Pond and George and our mod Nearly Squid and also Alpha Blue. We're out over there having a good time playing another campaign. And you can also find me on my podcast, The Overprepared DM, uploaded on Spotify and all 30 other podcast platforms you could possibly think of. Oh, that's me. I'll hand it over to Jade.
Hey y'all, I am Jade Valkyrie. I am a host, cosplayer, content creator person. Do a lot of things on the internet. You can follow me at Jade Valkyrie. Most places to figure out what I'm doing on the internet on that time. But more, what's coming up right now is on Friday here we'll be having BK Do and Fight Crime. Do/Fight Crime? We'll see. We'll see the group. Part 2. Same time at 5 p.m. Playing Masks, sponsored by Phenology PV in the style of the boys universe. But it's also not going to be a spoiler, so if you're not caught up or you don't watch it, you'll still be able to follow along. And then I'll also be at San Diego Comic-Con with Creators Assemble talking about tabletop RPG stuff. So those are the 2 places, but also we'll be here. So
Heck yeah.
check us out. And Hero.
Hey everybody, Suddenly a Hero. I am a variety horror game streamer, play a lot of spooky games as well. You can check me out on all of my socials as Suddenly a Hero. Catch me on my streams Sundays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at noon Eastern. Just playing a variety of things right now. Come hang out with us on Thursday where we play Phobia, St. Dinfo Hotel. It's a little small developer from Brazil. Super cool game, very Resident Evil-esque. And we're finishing up The Quarry on Saturdays and then starting a brand new horror game on Sunday. So lots of cool stuff to get into. But speaking of cool stuff, George W. Ambush.
What? Hello, I am George W. Ambush. You can find me here on Mondays, Architect Lum on Tuesdays, playing a little cleric character that's a lot of fun and definitely doesn't have any secrets or anything. Why are you asking? But I'm there with plenty of fine people. All original music and art and maps and all kinds of stuff.
Spoilers, apparently.
Spoilers, wow.
Wow.
Well, Jen did last time.
I know, yeah.
I did do it last time. I fucked up.
I didn't. No, mine wasn't actually.
I didn't. What?
Or was it? Unless. Yeah. I pushed back my merch release and my coming back to streaming because I've been very busy and I started a day job, so I apologize. But that's going to be happening in a couple weeks, so it's gonna be fun. And you know what else is fun?
What?
Sparrow.
I knew that was coming. Hello, everyone.
Statistically.
I am your favorite burb on the internet. You can call me A Black Sparrow. I am an actor, Twitch streamer, TTRPG player, podcaster, and I do other entertaining things occasionally. You can find me at A Black Sparrow on Twitter and Instagram, also on TikTok if you wanna, but I don't really post there yet. And then I'm also here on Mondays on Feywild and Out. So there's that. That is a cool and awesome thing. Who we got left is the only person. Yeah, that's it.
We saved the best for last.
You.
So.
We said
I wanted to make sure, and I want to, because Pond is gone, so I was like, doing
Pond
the
is
math in
very
my head.
cool.
Bondo Gondo.
Yeah.
Oh, you can find me. I post. I do a podcast every Friday, but we're taking a break. But SheriffRobinson.com.
Hell yeah.
And thank you again to Arcline for being our toppest tip-top Patreon sub. We really, really appreciate your support, and you as a human, you're wonderful. And also, we appreciate you guys over on YouTube and Trovo and Twitter and Facebook. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was awesome seeing some of the chats today on our live and moderated Twitch chat. Can we say that? Critical Role says that. Hop on over to our live and moderated Twitch chat if you'd like to hang out with us.
Live and it's moderated.
Live and moderated Twitch chat. Thank you so much. We love seeing those chats kind of roll in from other platforms too. So awesome to have you.
Yeah.
And do we have a raid phrase for tonight for Twitch?
We do have one, but real quick before we get to that, something that we haven't done in a while because we're forgetful and we have a lot on our plates. But
heck,
thank you so much for the follows. Bloody Faster, Ichigetsu 617, Dapper Gentlemancer, Pater in Flames, Eagle Ruckus, Doug Dieter, thank you Golden Mug for the raid, Try J Gaming, thank you for the follow, Gracchus SK, thank you for the follow, and Jurassic Park, thank you so much for the follow.
Hell yeah. It's awesome seeing new family members, you guys. We have hit basically, I think 220, We need to like plan a celebration for hitting a follower milestone. I think that'd be super
Good.
fun.
True.
That'd be cool.
That would be so much
Just
fun.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
We
guys,
will get into the planning room.
I found a channel called Roll of Passage. They have a super cool in-person setup, and I figured we can go say hey to them and give them some love if we would like.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
You guys are getting in person.
They know. They get in-person games. Fancy. But you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you on Monday for some more Feywild and Out. We have to name the campaign. Oh no.
Raid phrase,
Oh,
raid
no.
phrase, raid phrase.
Raid phrase. Oh
What
no.
was the
Oh
raid
no.
phrase you came up with, Sparrow?
I forgot what it was.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
Shit.
Shenanigang. I know that Nomi said shenanigang, and I like that a lot. because we are
Shenanigang.
for Shenanigang.
Nice.
Thank you again for being here,
roll the sweep,
Raucous.
gotcha.
There
Roll
we
the
go.
sweep.
All right. You guys are awesome. See you on Monday.
That's what it was. It was roll the sweep.
Bye.
Oh, rip.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Oh, that's right.
Bye.
Shenanigan,
Roll the sweep.
shenanigan.